everyone, welcome to the next video in this series. This is from the Johanna Basford Weekly Planner and from Secret Garden, and we've got these lovely floral designs. Now I've decided to come in a lot closer for this one because we can't really see otherwise. So this one here, which is our last full flower, I'm going to be doing in orange. So I'm going to grab my orange lake and make a start with the petals. I just want to get going right away. These are Castle Art Soft Touch pencils. I'm going to miss out that bit and I'm going to go around the petal and just fade it a bit towards the centre. Like that. And my desk has decided to wobble and rattle. It's getting so dark. I just popped next door to get a coffee, to drink my coffee. It was just the right temperature, which was good. And I had to put the lights on in there because it was dark. My husband was trying to do some drawing. My son was on his computer. And it was quite dark in there. In here it's not so, because I've got my lamp on. It lights up enough. But in there they don't have any lamps on. It's dark. They don't have lamps anyway. I don't think. So yes, that was interesting. It was forecast to rain about 20 minutes ago and it hasn't yet. So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping it'll get drier this afternoon because I've got some plans. I was talking to you in the last video about the benches that need sanding. I was going to have a look and see if I can find some sandpaper. I've got a block somewhere, you know, that you wrap the sandpaper around to sand things. I don't think it needs a huge amount of work on it, so I think I can do it by hand. It's not a huge bench. It's like one you get in a school hall, so it's just a flat piece of wood to sit on. There's no back, so that makes it easier. You know, basically it's really only the seat part that's bad. The other bit will just need a little bit of roughing up just to take a new varnish. And so I thought I might just make a start, but yes, I need some dry days to actually apply the varnish, and I think I'm going to have to do it outside because it'll probably smell too strong. But I thought if I could just start, maybe. And also, if I get them out and start, then I might be able to see what else is in the garage behind them, and whether some of that might be able to be sorted while I don't know. And my back's not really up for that because there's a lot of heavy things that need lifting. But we'll see. Okay, this one. But yeah, I might do that. Keep me quiet. Be a start, won't it? I had, you know, thought about varnishing inside, but I think I could, because I could move the kitchen table and chairs back a little bit and do it in the kitchen. But I think I don't know if I've got a dust sheet, to be honest. I was going to varnish outside, sand it down outside. Yeah, I think it'll be okay doing it outside as long as it's dry, and it'll just be the first step. I also need to do some painting inside, so I need to think about that as well. I think I've got a little sample of the right colour paint, so I just need to get the sandpaper in and just prep it and paint it. And actually what I could do with really is someone standing underneath holding a piece of cardboard, so as I sand it, it doesn't go all over the floor, because it's above the printer. I guess I could move the printer, but it's that would be quite complicated because there's a lot of other stuff around it. It's on a little table. Yeah, it's not ideal. So we'll see. But there we go. I've got so many little projects in my head that I want to do, so it's good. I've got to write a blog article this afternoon for my Ko-fi. I decided to start putting one out on a Friday just for fun. I do enjoy writing, and I've been sort of missing it since I've not been working as a freelance writer, and I can't really, there isn't the work, so I thought maybe I'd just write one on my Ko-fi. There's a blog area. Just start writing some little articles there about colouring. I think I've written some before. So I've got and I hadn't had them published, so I might be able to use those. Now our central part, I think I want to do those tiny little triangle bits in a darker orange. I'm just having a look at what I've got. Yeah, the burnt ochre is a little bit darker, so I'm going to use that. I left my sharpener next door. I emptied it, thinking that might be why the pencils were breaking. I don't think it is. I think it needs a new blade in it. But this is, as I say, burnt ochre, and I'm just going to do these little triangles with this, so they're a little bit darker, hopefully. It's not necessarily going to show up that much. And then this one here. And then moving round. Yeah, I don't know why I am in this sort of frame of mind where I want to get loads of stuff done, but it's really good. I mean, I'm happy to do things, but usually just the normal things, you know, the normal chores and stuff, and the normal sort of video making, editing and everything. But I've suddenly got this urge to do loads more, you know, spring cleaning, DIY, blog articles. I don't know what it is. It's good. But it's nice to have this little spurt of energy. I think I'm needing to make use of it. I'm going to use the lemon yellow for the centre of these. I'm just going to block it in because it's not the biggest of spaces and it's not the brightest of colour. And just try and layer it up a bit. There we go. Now, what's my next colour? I've got two colours in mind. I think I'm going to do a red, a proper red. Let's have a look what we got. We want a nice deep dark red. We've got it's really hard, we haven't got many reds. I think the cadmium red is the one I'm going to use. I'm going to use the same technique as this one. So we have got these sections sort of drawn out. So this edge, quite dark. I am really not having much luck today, am I? I mean, maybe it was already ongoing. But I think right on the edge of the page it can be a bit tricky. Just want to sharpen. But there we go. I think that's okay. Go a bit more gently. No, I'm going to use my dowel. Good old dowel. It really works. Now this is my dowel, by the way. It's a hand crank sharpener, and it is better than the handheld barrel ones. However, it's noisy. Now I have made a little video about getting leads out of them. It's quite rare for a lead to get stuck in a hand crank sharpener, but it can happen, and when it does, it can be quite tricky to know where it is, how to take it apart to get it out, etc. And I made this little video about it, which has been pretty popular and then suddenly gained popularity again, which was quite odd. I think sometimes with your YouTube videos, if a few people watch it, sort of after a while of it publishing, you know, say a few years later or whatever, it suddenly gets some suggested to other people, and then it sort of takes off again. So, but I used to run a series. I started doing a sort of Friday afternoon how-to series, and I had a selection of how-to videos, and one of them was the sharpener. I haven't done any of those for a while. I did them on Fridays because Fridays always seemed quiet, and I was like, oh, I'll try and get more people watching. But actually, I've discovered that for some reason Fridays seem very quiet both on YouTube and social media. I can't explain why. I've got no idea why, but I've just come to accept that it is quiet, and you know, I can't do much about it. It's weird. I mean, weekends get a bit busier, but I'd have thought that Fridays might have got busy because people getting ready for the weekend, but no, didn't seem to work that way. But that's all right. I just still do my usual couple of videos a day, occasionally one in the evening if I've got something a bit extra, you know. And it seems to be working, so that's good. Seems to be what people like. I know it's a lot to watch for some people, but it's interesting. I find it quite fascinating that, you know, when I was a kid, you'd have TV. Everyone had a TV. I mean, everyone, I say, you know, not everyone, but it was the thing people had, and you would put it on, and you would have 3 channels to pick from, and that'd be your lot. And if your favourite channel didn't have anything on, you'd flick back and forth to see what was on, and that sort of thing. And the TV, I don't remember having a TV guide very often, but they didn't really. TV guides in the UK, when they first came out, the Radio Times did the BBC channels, which were 1 and 2, and the TV Times did ITV, which was channel 3. Those were all the channels there were. So basically, if you wanted to know what was on all the channels, you had to buy 2 different magazines. I'm just looking for what to do with the circle, and I'm debating between using a sort of sienna brown or a really dark deep red, and I think I'm going to use the spiced red for them. So here it is. But then we got channel 4, then we got channel 5, and then we got Sky, and then we got cable. I mean, when I say we, I mean as a nation, not as a person. I've never had Sky or cable or anything like that. And so suddenly, and then it switched to Freeview, but we had lots of different channels, and so it was allowed. Companies were allowed to produce a TV magazine that listed all channels, not just a few. So if you buy now the Radio Times, now the Radio Times used to have the BBC radio listings in as well, the BBC radio channels, Radio 1, 2, 3, whatever there were back then. That was probably it, or 4. Now there's a 6. Anyway, so they would. So once you bought Radio Times, you would get the other channels as well in there, etc. So you got a bit more but you can also now get them all online for free if you go to the Radio Times website, so you don't really need to buy the magazines. But of course you get adverts if you look online, so if you want to avoid the adverts you have to buy the magazine. Now we want a different colour for the centre. I am going to use the Brilliant Yellow. Now again, I'm just going to try and fade it a little bit towards the centre if I can. But you know, it's changed now. You know, you would just put TV on and watch it. That's what you'd do. It would be very, very rare for us to turn the TV off because there was nothing on. You'd just watch the least bad programme if there wasn't much on. But I don't tend to watch it a lot anymore. A few things. And also, like, there's a quiz show on last night, but it was on too late for me, so I'm going to catch up with it later. So I'll watch it on catch up rather than, you know, live telly. Now we have our last one. Oh, let's put it there so you can see it. I am going to use my favourite Purple Lake Deep for this one. I think it gives us a nice spread of colour. We've got blue and pink, purple, red, orange and yellow. Probably the same colours we had in the on the larger page in Secret Garden, although this is cropped, so there are more flowers in that one that are missing from this. And if you're doing the Secret Garden version, you know, in the main book, and you're not sure what to do with the extra flowers that are in the corners, actually, are there are two more, I think, from what I can see. I would consider doing a light pink or a light blue. You could do more yellow, but a deeper yellow. What else could you do? I think that's probably what I would do. I would probably do a light pink and a light blue, because maybe not a light blue, light pink, because this is quite a purpley pink, and we've got our violet here, so it would be quite the contrast. But this blue is quite dominating, isn't it? So maybe we wouldn't want blue again. Not sure. Maybe a lilac would be better. I mean, you know, a light purple. What do we have? We have I'm trying to see if there's any in the soft touch. Maybe a lavender. Yeah, I think that's probably about it in the soft touch. There's quite a few in your pastel tints if you've got those, or even in the harmonious, I think. I've got to decide what to do for this rest of these. Got an idea for my next video, which is nice. This is a page I've been meaning to do for a little while. I thought was very cute, from a different book, but I've also got a Magical Worlds one to do, so it's all good. I haven't got so much in the way of smaller stuff for the mornings, but I'll find something. The one actually that I've got lined up could be sectioned off quite well for mornings actually. I've just got to decide what pencils to use because it's quite detailed. So it might be polychromos or Staedtlers. We'll see. Okay, so that's the part of that, and this bit in the middle go slightly lighter. I might go heather purple. I don't want to go really, really light. So here's our heather purple for these ones. That is quite light actually. I quite like that. Just checking how we're doing for time. We've got ages. If we want to make it a similar length, but actually I think we might finish it a bit earlier. But that's okay. It's quite a lot to do on this bun. Quite a lot of different colours. Now the centre bit I think I want in a sort of very bright yellowy colour. Just gonna have a look. I think I'm tempted to do it in the green gold because it's such a small area. It needs quite an intense colour so it shows up. So here is my green gold, looking quite short. I was going to sharpen it, but I'm not. I'm just going to use it because it's so short. Now, just a reminder that members of my YouTube channel will get my planner videos on a Friday. If I've got them finished on time as a compilation, so get the whole thing on a Friday, whereas everyone else has to wait until Monday and then whenever the parts go out, so they have to wait a little bit longer. So that's one of the advantages of being a member. There are also compilations for other series as well available, and all the ones going back. So historically, any video that I've made that's in several parts, I've put a compilation up for the members to look at. So there is our completed page. I'm just going to vaguely hold it so that you can see it flat. Yeah, I think I'm quite pleased with that. I think the green could have done maybe a bit darker or more intense, like the other one that I did, but I'm still pleased with it, and it does look different, which is good because I didn't want it to look identical. So there we go. So thank you for watching. Sorry today's was a little bit short, but it means that you've got time to catch up with any bits you've missed or that sort of thing. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the rest of your day, and happy colouring.